honest. Captain Smart don't know. Kojo Smart say no $5 million. $5 million. So the bag Ghana scammer. 16 million Ghana cedis. How the bed development. And now the bet to Jana. Chairman Allotey Jacob said, "She need Jimmy. She will Jimmy who $5 million. Now who come and now say, "Be brave." H1 and say, "Obi sound say, "Who? Say $5 million, sir." And then now be train sama. Everything was MP and now start easy. I know a wicked person. And a wicked mentality, no. MP, no, who say MP, Muna Musi MPs, no, or Munya development agent. And so was scarp as all fire genuine business. You invest it whilst you're not an MP, any later matter. I said, oh, this kind of tool, as you say, there be one use it. Now, I'm voting more as MP. And you'll be voting more. Now, Captain Smart, we MP. We are journalists crying who now I work MP. Nko for my day our media no so be bread do na amko parliament nko amuti mikasa. Wa wonu a plus o ko mikasa. Na Captain Smart $5 million. Who are we a media person now who boss at the price no? Some money no. On mind be man the moment you say that you start investigating you for money laundering. Because they say we media scar ent mutual of $5 million. We media scar media juma we no. Ent me most scar could do $5 million. Now yes, look at Smart who endorsement biasa. As a brand endorsement, because a brand say Oscar Bibrisa. Anka Mac Brown cry na car anka yeti asi. Mbawo. Enti by now I say Yoko. Enfre Captain Smart now obsessing investigation. Wamunye. There be almost chance MPP ni bi asembeba. Ometinanso. That is how the kind of country your mama supervise over. Now I'm shocked say you ain't been NDC followers and say yeah I mean me. Because omododo na ye na omukasa mutme ka chwe se de bia manu ko se die. Abruso. It's a tiafaso. Those of them who want to speak the truth, they will tell you plainly. But now who calls them? You can't won't see the video, answer. And I Captain Smart of $5 million. Now, besides Parliament will call for salary 4 years and drew $1 million. And then the Parliament person will call by all means, not spend as scar. Legitimacy. Is that also? But what are you trying to hide? Those are questions we'll ask you. What are you trying to hide? Could you Smart? Says, can you a genuine money? Start using it now.
Speaker, I rise today not only as the Member of Parliament for Allotey Jacob constituency, a constituency that has repeatedly suffered the painful consequences of flooding, but also a representative concerned about the future of how we design, build, and protect our communities across Ghana. Speaker, the recent floods in Accra have once again reminded us of how vulnerable our cities have become in the face of changing rainfall patterns and a changing climate. What was once considered as an occasional disaster is increasingly becoming a recurring threat, demanding a fundamentally different approach. For many years, our response to flooding has followed a familiar cycle. The rains come, communities are submerged, lives and livelihoods are disrupted, emergency relief is provided, drains are desilted, and when the waters recede, we return to business as usual. Until the next rainy season brings us back to this very same conversation, Mr. Speaker, we must ask ourselves a very difficult but necessary question. How many times will we rebuild the same communities after the same disaster before we change the way we build our cities? Before we change our habits? Before we enforce accountability? Let us hold a mirror to ourselves and confront this issue once and for all. The challenge is not simply that we have too much rain. The challenge is that we have increasingly developed our communities in ways that leave water with nowhere to go. The people of Wejagbawe understand this reality all too well. Communities such as Uyaboman, SCC and its surrounding areas, White Cross, Away, Tetegu, Oblogo, Kokroko, Bola Road, Wejagonse, Glefe, and other repeatedly experienced ones have faced very devastating consequences of flooding. Families have lost their homes, traders have lost their livelihoods, and children have watched their schools and belongings destroyed by flood waters. Mr. Speaker, our responsibility is not only to stand with these affected citizens in their moment of distress. Our responsibility is to ensure that we break this cycle. We must move from fighting water to managing water, from responding to disasters after they occur to building communities that are resilient before disaster happens. Mr. Speaker, our first responsibility must be to those who are currently suffering. Government, through NADMO and all appropriate institutions, must continue to provide emergency shelter, healthcare, sanitation, support, relief items, and recovery assistance to affected families. Mr. Speaker, there must be immediate desilting and dredging of critical drainage systems and waterways, particularly in vulnerable communities. In Wejagbawe, this could be done, or this will be done in the following areas. New Weja East, the Atala stretch, Mr. Speaker, and this one is a stubborn one. It is notoriously known. White Cross, High Tension, and Kokojo. Tetegu, Wasaman, Miami, Arianya, Oblogo behind the Bibini Park, Weja, Away, and St. Joseph area, German, Elliot Stretch to SDA Church, Bawe East, Baale and Sikoni down, New Bawe, Good Shepherd area, Malam West, behind Pentecost Vocational Gilead School, Mata Keys area to Malam Junction. That was the place I was this morning. Malam East, near Pentecost Church, close to the Angola Public Toilet. Makati South, Salvation Church, and the Men's Home area. Uyaboman and Gonse, Lorry Station down, and Clinic area. Mr. Speaker, beyond the emergency interventions, this is how we can do some rethinking and manage our water. We must be honest with ourselves. Emergency interventions alone will not solve this challenge. No drainage system, no matter how well designed, can evacuate all water during extreme high-intensity rainfall events. The floods of the future cannot be managed only by building larger drains. Modern flood-resilient cities understand that the solution is to slow water, store water, spread water safely, and allow the ground to absorb water naturally. Mr. Speaker, I therefore call on the Honorable Minister responsible for works, housing, and water resources, and all relevant ministers. And Mr. Speaker, let me put on notice that the Minister of Works and Housing has been supportive so far, to appear before the House and present a comprehensive update on government's immediate, medium, and long-term flood mitigation strategy. Mr. Speaker, I also wish to ask what has become of the flood task force established by His Excellency, the President. The work undertaken by that task force, its findings and recommendations should be brought before this House and considered as part of our broader national conversation on sustainable flood solutions. Mr. Speaker, I further urge the relevant parliamentary committees, particularly the Works and Housing Committee and the Local Government Committee, to invite the metropolitan and municipal chief executives of the most affected communities to present their local flood prevention strategies, preparedness plans, and specific interventions being implemented to protect vulnerable residents. Flood resilience requires accountability at every level: national government, local authorities, technical agencies, and communities themselves. Mr. Speaker, we must confront a difficult truth. In many cases, we continue to create the conditions for tomorrow's flood through today's development choices. Our building approval systems must evolve. They must no longer ask only whether a structure can stand safely. They must ask a more fundamental question: what happens to the water when this structure is built? This requires a new generation, a generation of climate-sensitive building and planning regulations. We must therefore introduce and enforce measures such as: 1. The mandatory water impact assessments before approving major developments. 2, rainwater harvesting systems to temporarily retain storm water at household, commercial, and institutional levels. 3, limit